Hello all and welcome to Wow Crochet Designs. My name is Mary and in today's tutorial we are working on creating this tiny little piece just to show our subscribers how to do beads on crochet. Look at that. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love. Alright, so what will you need today? You will need 12 beads. Any different colors you like. I've just used 12. So you'll start off with the chains. You'll do one row of single crochet and then we'll start our bead row. Then you'll do another row of single crochet. Then you'll start the bead row again and another row and then so on and so on. Okay, and you can just keep going for as big as you like. All right, now this is just a tiny little swatch, a tiny taste of what we're going to be doing. On Friday, we're going to be making a bracelet. Yay! It'll look similar to this, but not the same. There may be some chains in there somewhere. There may be different beads. In fact, there will be different beads because I am allowing you, the subscribers, to choose the beads you want to see on Friday. Yay! Get excited. Now, the way we're going to do this, I'm going to do this quick tutorial and show you how to make or how to crochet with beads, and then after this I will pop the tray of beads and you can choose the beads that you want, and I've numbered each section for you and you can choose from that section. But in the meantime, let's get started with this tutorial. We are creating this piece today and you will need some cotton, and I'm using a 10-ply cotton. It calls for a 4.5mm hook and I will be using the 4.5mm hook. You will need scissors for one little thread. You will need 2 stitch markers. Let me bring that out for you a little bit. You'll need 2 stitch markers if you are new. Let me move that out the way. And you will need some sewing needles or one sewing needle. I wanted to use this, but I had to use this because this needle did not fit in the beads. With the needle, what you do is you pop your needle through the bead while it's threaded to this cotton. Okay, I'll explain all that in a tutorial, but this needle was far too thick, so I had to use a smaller needle, and you can actually still see a little bit of thread there. It was far too thin for the yarn, but it worked. Okay, so that is what we are doing today. Sorry about this bad recording. I'm trying to hold it at the same time as showing you. Let's move everything out of the way. That's better. I'll get everything out of the way and just show you the piece. How gorgeous. Let's get a nice close-up. I'll do it like that. It'll be easy for you to see. How gorgeous does that look? Move the threads out the way. There you go. See how it looks? How gorgeous does that look? All right, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm just going to let you get started creating your little swatch of beads, and don't forget to stick around at the end of the tutorial so that you can help us choose the beads for our bracelet on Friday. Good luck all. Alrighty guys, there are numerous ways that you can crochet beads. Okay, let me just bring that up a little bit. These are the 12 beads that we'll be working with today. Now you could either buy the special hook that's super fine that goes through that thread right there, that little tiny little bead there, or you can do it this way, which is the way we're going to do it today. Grab a needle. Now I have a funny feeling my needle is far too big, the one that I did get. It doesn't even go through the front. So I've got a fairly thinner needle. Okay, so what I will do is thread my needle, and you do the same. Thread your needle. Not like that. Look at that. Whoops. Let's try that again. Whoops. Don't tell anyone what just happened. So it's not the right needle for this thread, which is why I wanted to use the other one, but it did work. There you go. It's not too bad. And now what you need to do is pop your beads on it. The idea is to pop all the beads you're going to use for your project on your needle now. It's a little bit fiddly. It's the most fiddliest part, trust me. Oh no, that's not true. So you just pop the needle through and you pop your bead down there like that. All right, so just keep doing that with all your beads. I might use the other hand for this. Oh, that bead was a bit tight. Hope the other beads fit. There you go, just pop it through. And there you go, pop it through. Like so. All right, I'm not going to let you watch me do this. I'm just going to keep doing this, and I will pop this on fast motion for you, and off we go. Alrighty, we're on our last bead right here. That would have taken you ages to watch me do that. So there we go. We have our 12 beads. Now, if you were doing a large project like a purse or a bag, you would need to put your 50 beads, 100, 150, doesn't matter how many, you would need to put them on first. In this way of doing the beads, okay? If you had a thinner crochet hook, let me get a close-up for you, you would be able to crochet in between your beads, but we don't have that today. I may show you that if I find one over the next week, so that on Friday when we get together and do our gorgeous bracelet. Oh, by the way, if you're joining us new and you're not sure what that is, we are having a play today at beads, and on Friday we are going to make a little bracelet. Towards the end of this tutorial, I'll be showing you my bead case, and you guys in the comment section down below are going to leave a note of which beads you would like to see on that tutorial on Friday. So I'll talk more about that at the end of this tutorial, but for now you are going to push your beads all the way down and leave yourself a nice long tail, because we are now going to create a row of chains and then a row of single crochet before we even start the beads. All right, so grabbing, here we go, let's get close up there. Grabbing your tail end, just wrap it around your finger once and then twice, holding it there and then holding it there. Passing that back loop halfway over your finger, hold it there. Pass the other loop all the way over your finger, pop your hook in, and off you go. Okay, from here we are going to chain 20. So chain 1 is yarn over your hook and pull it through the loop once, yarn over twice, yarn over 3 times. Okay, so chain 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So as you go along, this is going to happen, okay? So just give your beads a tug, move them out the way, okay? Now we've got 20, but I want an even number, so I'm going to chain 1 like that, because that chain doesn't count for anything. Give it a tug, and there you go. All right, so your first chain is right there, okay? Now these are the loops we're going to be going through. Okay, you can go through back bumps, you can go through both the loops, whatever. But for now, we're just going to go through that very first loop you see there. Pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Grab your stitch marker. That's all. So now we are going to single in that very next loop right there. So pop your hook in, pull a loop through, 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, go straight into that next stitch and you do your single crochet. All right, so just keep doing these single crochets all the way across the row. Now that's the easiest part of this tutorial, so don't get too excited, guys. All right, so give me 1 second and I'll just pop this on fast and we'll get to, oh, there's no need to do that. We're almost there. Let's just keep going. I was going to put it on fast for you, but it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. Here we go, nearly there. So at the end of this row, you should have 20 single crochets. Oh, we're nearly there. Okay. All right, so we've got 2 more left. I'll show you. There's the one there. And here we go. That's the last loop. And you just do a normal single crochet in there, like so. For this particular tutorial, we're actually going to chain 1, and turn our work. Now you can turn your work whichever way you like, just remain consistent, okay? Remembering to push those beads out the way. Sorry about my big hand there. All right, so this is the row where we are going to attach the beads, okay? So we're going to single crochet 4 across, and then we're going to attach beads. Now where are we putting our single crochet in? Just the normal stitch. So what you see here is all these V's, yes? We're going to pop our hook in that stitch right there. So single crochet in the first one, like so, and do your normal single crochet. Now this first stitch, you're going to, if you're new, you're going to grab a stitch marker and pop it in. Okay, so you know where to put your stitch at the end of the row. Because single crochets can be tricky. Lucky this is a thick cotton for you to see. All right, so now you just pop your single crochet in the next stitch. Now you're popping it through, you can actually see it. If you split the work, you can see the stitch where you need to go into. All right, so single crochet into your next stitch, and it's a little bit loose, tighten it up. 2, and then the third one. And then in the fourth one, you're going to pop a bead. So what you need to do here is, all right, grab your beads. Just grab one bead and pull it up towards you. I pulled them too far down, haven't I? Bring it up towards you. Oh, don't lose a stitch like I just did. All right, so I haven't done anything to it yet. I've just brought it up towards me. Okay, now before we pop our next hook, in, we're going to grab that bead and pop it right up to there. Okay, pop your hook into your very next single crochet and work around the bead. A little bit awkward, just pull it through like a normal single crochet. Give it a little tiny bit of a tug because you don't want to keep it too loose. So yarn over, pull a loop through, both loops on your hook, and your bead is attached. So now we're going to do the fifth one, the sixth, the seventh, and on the eighth one, we're going to add yet again another bead. All right. Okay, so you haven't done anything to your stitch yet, no? Just bring your bead up like that. Now you're going to pop your hook in the stitch, making sure your bead is right up towards your hook there. Pull a loop through, giving everything a tug, and complete your single crochet. Okay, and that's your 8th stitch. 9, 10, 11, and on the 12th one, you're going to add yet again another bead. Okay, so here we go. All right, so there is our stitch. Pop your bead, remember, right up towards that hook. Yes, pop your hook in the very next stitch and just grab your loop, pull it through, giving everything a tug, and away you go. That was number 12 stitch, yeah? 13, 14, 15. I'm not going to move those beads, they're coming up towards my hand. Because on the 16th one, we're going to pop yet again another bead right there. So where's your bead? There it is. Bring it all the way up towards your hook. Remember how we did that before? So push it right up to the hook. Pop your hook in your very next stitch. Grab your loop and pull it through. Now that's a bit loose and I know that, so I'm going to give it a good tug. Keep it nice and tight. Yarn over your hook, pull a loop through both your loops on the hook. Alrighty, we're going to continue with our 17th stitch there. 18, 19, and your 20th stitch will go right in that stitch marker to the newbies. This is why we put that stitch marker there, so we can pop our single crochet in that stitch marker. Take it out now, in that stitch marker stitch I should say. Alright. Alright, so here we are. Let me just show you what you have. You have your beads attached. Alright, now on the way back, we're not going to be doing any beading. This is just going to be a row of single crochets now. Alright, so before you do, you need to chain your 1 to return your work. Always chain your 1 in this pattern to turn our work. Now if you didn't chain your 1 in the beginning, don't chain 1. Keep consistent, yeah? Chain 1, turn your work. Now this is going to be a little bit out of whack because I did the stitches wrong, but anyway, single crochet in your first stitch, pop your stitch marker in. I didn't actually do them wrong. I should have started my beading on the 5th stitch rather than the 4th, but never mind. So you've got 1, this is your 2nd stitch now, you've done 1 there, 2, 3, it doesn't really matter this row. This row doesn't matter at all. Just pop your single crochets across, but make sure at the end of the row you have 20 single crochets. Now let me show you what it's like when you get to the stitch of your beads. All right, you're putting your single crochets in your little V's that you've got, and you've done them all there, and now where you've done your bead, you must pop a single crochet because that is a V that you need to put it in. So pop your single crochet in that stitch, very tight, or it's fairly tight, not very tight, and just keep doing, oh, that's even tighter, the single crochets. But that's better to be tight than loose because you don't want your bead to be too loose, yeah? So single crochet all across. Don't stress if it is too loose. All the way across. Oh, don't forget to push your beads out the way. For this row, you won't need them. Just keep going all the way across the row with your single crochets. That's the one where the bead was. Yes, and there's another one next to the bead right there. So you've got 2 that kind of squish in the way. So just go around them. And the rest are relatively easy. Remembering again to move those beads right out the way because we still have a little bit more to go here. Okay. There's one where the bead is. Making sure you're getting all your stitches, guys. Don't miss any or you'll be short. So at the end of this round, make sure, I should say row, not round. So at the end of this row, make sure you have 20 single crochets. All right, because that's what we started off with. I didn't count that first row, but I'm pretty sure we started off with 20 single crochets. Okay, nearly there. There. And I've got a bead coming. I'm just going to move those out the way because we won't need them for a while. There's our stitch marker. That's the stitch we're going to pop our last single crochet in. All right, make sure you take out that stitch marker now that you've done your single crochet. All right, so what you have, we're not going to chain anything yet. What you have is that. All right, so remember how we started our first row? We went 1, 2, 3, and in that 4th stitch, we put the bead. That's exactly what we're going to do again. You can actually pop your beads in between the beads, if you like, whatever. But I'm going to pop them just above each other because I just want to see how they rest. And maybe when we do our bracelet on Friday, we can muck around with different positioning of beads, all right? So in the meantime, chaining 1, turning your work, single crochet in your first stitch, pop your stitch marker in there, right there, that's all. Single in your second, single in your third, and from memory, that's where we popped the bead. All right, so we're just going to grab another bead. Oh, it's already moved up for me, which is good. Bring your bead forward towards your work. I mean, it's easy to probably just do that. Don't let go of your work like I usually do. All right, so pop it right up to the hook, push it right up there, pop your hook in your next stitch, pull a loop through, nice and tight, and pull through 2. And then you do 1, 2, I think 3, is that right? Yep, and the next one we do our next bead. All right, so grab your next bead. A little bit fiddly. They are a little bit fiddly, guys, but you know what? They're pretty and they make gorgeous items. What do they make, I hear you ask? Let's just do this bead one first. Pop it right up to your hook. Pop your hook in your very next stitch. Pull a loop through. Yarn over, pull through 2, nice and tight. All right, so that's what's happening to them. They're right above each other, yeah? So keep going right across. What can you make with them? You can make purses, you can make bags, you can make bracelets, you can make anklets, you can make necklaces. You can do anything you want with your beads. And have I done too much? No, that's it. next one. All right, finish that off. Grab your little bead and bring it up. All right, pop that right up towards your hook and start your single crochet, giving everything a tug, and there you go, right above the other one. Okay, and then 1, 2, and 3. Grab your next bead. It's the last bead in that color. So you notice how I put 4 beads of each color. Oh, if I can hurry up and get this bead up. All right, so pop your hook in your next stitch. Make sure your bead is right up towards your hook there. Nice and tight. And there you go. And now we're going to finish off the row. Okay. I won't call it super easy like I do with some of my projects. I always shout out, oh, super easy. No, it's not super easy. It's a little bit fiddly. Pop your hook in your last stitch with a stitch marker and finish off your row. Take your stitch marker out. And there you go. Pull up the loop for a minute so I can show you. All right, look at that. I pulled up the loop and the beads came up with it. Of course it does. So there you go. Check that out. Gorgeous. Now what I want you to do is do 1 row of single crochet all the way across there and meet me back here in a moment, remembering to chain 1, pop a single crochet in your first stitch, put your stitch marker in, do the whole row across like we did in the previous row before we just did these pearl beads, and I will meet you back here in a moment. Alrighty guys, here we go at the end of this row. Have my last stitch right here. Well, look, I've split that stitch. Let's take that stitch marker out, as you do. Hopefully you haven't split yours like I just did. And finish off your last stitch with a single crochet, chain 1, and get ready to do another pearl row. All right, so now we're going to continue with our final bead row for this project. All right, so turning your work, making sure you chain 1 there, turning your work like so. And let's have a look, see. Single crochet in that very first stitch. Right there, that's 1. Like so. Single in your second, remember we're counting this row. Single in your third, and in your fourth we are popping a bead. So grab your bead. Oh, mine is way over here. Whoops. Hello. Okay, so here we go. All right, so grab your bead, pushing it right up towards your hook again. You should be an expert at it now. Pull your loop through nice and tight and continue your stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Close up, grab your next bead, which is not too far, that one. All right, and you pop it in, make sure you move that right over your next stitch, like so. All right, 1, oh, hang on, this is 1, 2, 3, and in your fourth one, grab that bead. Okay, bringing it right up to your hook, okay, and pop it in the next stitch like so. And then 1, 2, 3, hold it there, grab your last bead. This is your final bead for the row. Push it right up to the hook, single crochet into your final stitch there, and then single crochet across, and I forgot to put my stitch marker in. So pop your last stitch in your stitch marker stitch, which is right there. Chain 1, turn your work, single crochet in that first stitch and pop your stitch marker in there, like so. Let's have a quick look at it. All right, that is what you should have so far. Yes, now what I would like for you to do is to do 1 row of single crochet, get to this stitch marker right here, and I'll meet you back here in a moment. Alrighty guys, here I am at the end of the row, just going to pop that last single crochet in that stitch marker stitch. Take that out. Now your last chain, all you're doing is pulling that loop through. Now you don't have to cut it if you don't want to. I'm going to cut mine, and there you go. How gorgeous does that look? I love, love, love. Look at that. The back you see nothing, the front you see the beads, and they should be relatively tight, not so much loose. Now it's a little bit out of shape, this one, don't stress, it's just a practice one. When we do our bracelet on Friday, we will have to follow a pattern and a design. Now that's nowhere near a bracelet. You could pop that, if you wanted to stitch that together like that, you could actually give that little bracelet to one of your young ones, or someone with a gorgeously thin wrist, not a big one like mine. Don't tell anyone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a look at the beads and choose the beads that we're going to be using on Friday's bracelet. Your bracelet on Friday is going to look totally different to this. This is just a little practice swatch, yeah? When we do ours on Friday, it's going to look totally different. So get excited for that one, guys. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you the beads, and we are going to decide what beads we're going to use on our bracelet on Friday. Here we go, guys. Here's our beads. Now, see the beads without any numbers on? See how you've got these little numbers here? These ones here, we can't choose, and I will show you why. Are you ready? That is how small it is. Oh my gosh, look how big that is. I mean, look how small that is. Look at that. Itsy bitsy teeny weeny. You won't be able to see me crochet that. So wherever you see a number, I've been trying to play with this one here because you can't see that number very well. It's a 7, by the way. Oh, there it is. Now you can see it. All right, so what you've got here is numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it right out so you can see it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then it goes 13, 14, 15. All right, so you have 15 numbers to choose from. Now, I don't care how many you choose. You can choose all 15 of them, or you could choose just one type of them. Let me get close up of each one of them. I mean, look at that. Oh, that didn't work. Let's try that again. That's like that. That's number 1. Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a look at them. That's number 2. That's huge. Look at that. That's very big. And, oh, did I get number 3? Yes, that's number 3. It's kind of a little, oh, look at that. That's cute. And number 4 is these little tiny ones. They're not that tiny. They're big. And they're all still relatively big. I mean, look at that. Oh. They keep falling out of my hand. Look at these ones. I mean, look at those. Gosh. Let's go up to number 7. They're kind of a little oblongy shape, kind of weird looking shape, but they're cute. They're all, I love these ones. And look at these colouring on it. What? I love, love, love. And look at the little ones. These are smaller ones, but we can still work with those. Looks like a map of the world, that, doesn't it? It really does. And then we've got these ones. These are square, different. And then we've got these little shimmery kind of ones, little flowery looking ones. They look like flowers, look like roses. And these ones are a good size as well. I'm sorry about my big hand, guys, but I'm just trying to show you them close up so you can see them. But you can use any one of the ones that I'm showing you. Oh my gosh, look at these ones. Trust me to pick up a red. Hey, oh, it's a red with some green. Oh, look at this. Look how big this is. That's massive. I wonder how we'd do that one. Well, that would be really awkward, that one. And that's it. All right. So these are the numbers to choose from. Okay, you can choose all 15, or you could choose, you know, one type, or you could choose whatever you like. So don't worry about all the little ones. We can't use them because they're too small for recording. All right. So that's it, guys. I just wanted you to see the beads. Now your job, especially if you are new, you're not sure what we do here, we are actually choosing beads for a bracelet that we're going to be making on Friday here on the channel. Now I haven't designed that bracelet yet, so I'm going to have to get my act into gear, but I won't be able to design it until I get everyone's input of their numbers. Now again, if everyone says all different types, I'll just choose every one of them. or if most people say one type, I'll choose that, but I'm happy to put in one of each. I don't have an issue there. I'd rather not, especially those real big ones. Imagine that on this. Look at that. Look how cute that looks. It's very nice. I can't even get you a nice close up like that. Let's do it up here. That looks better. I like better like that. Look at that. Gorgeous. Okay, so now your job is to choose the numbers that you see right here. You can rewatch the video over and over again until you decide which ones you like, and pop a little comment in the comment section down below of the ones that you want to see on our bracelet. Ah, very nice. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys, and don't forget to join us on Wednesdays live at 4 p.m. and Saturdays live at 10 a.m. Melbourne, Australia time, that is, and we will be talking about our gorgeous little beaded swatch we've got here. Actually, on Wednesday we can discuss what's happening with the bracelet we're going to make on Friday. So yeah, you can join us there for that. Otherwise, I will see you within the tutorials. Look at all these gorgeous beads. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and do all those wonderful things that you guys already do for me. And all I can say right now is gorgeous. Ciao for now.